Imagine spotting a glowing green emergency exit sign in a burning room, only to realize the door is padlocked because, well, the bar doesn't want you leaving without paying your tab.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like a horror movie plot, right? But
No.
it is literally what happened.
Right. It happened at the Na Lad Prao bar in Bangkok.
Mm.
So welcome to this deep dive. Today we are pulling reporting from CNA, DW News, Amarin TV, CH7HD, and Thai PBS to really understand this tragedy.
Yeah, we want to figure out how a venue that had just passed a safety inspection became a track that killed 28 people and injured 71.
Okay, let's unpack this. How does a building with a recent safety certificate turn into a fatal disaster?
Well, it really comes down to a pretty glaring regulatory loophole.
Hmm.
On paper, this venue was legally registered as just a simple restaurant.
Wait, just a restaurant, not a club?
Exactly. By dodging the nightclub classification, the owners completely bypassed all the strict fire codes. I mean, the fire-resistant material guidelines, the emergency exit standards required for entertainment venues, none of that applied.
Even though it was fully enclosed and regularly hosted, like really loud live bands.
Yeah, exactly. The loophole basically gave them a pass.
And because it was just a restaurant on paper, the owners decided to make some very unofficial modifications, right? To hide the loud music from the neighbors. It is sort of like wrapping a computer in a heavy winter coat to muffle the fan noise.
That is a great analogy, actually.
You trap the sound, but you also trap all the heat, which creates this catastrophic thermal runaway.
Right. And the materials they used to wrap that room were just deadly. I mean, you hear sound foam, and you probably picture those fire-retardant panels in professional recording studios.
Oh, yeah, the expensive stuff.
Right. But what they used on their incredibly low ceilings was cheap, petroleum-based egg crate foam.
Which is essentially solid gasoline, and they even decorated this space with fake plastic plants. Right?
Yeah, plastic everywhere. So when an electrical short circuit sparked near the stage, which the band's keyboardist actually spotted first, by the way, it immediately ignited that foam.
Wow. And that leads to this terrifying term I kept seeing all the reports of flashover. But what actually is that? It sounds like an explosion.
It is more like spontaneous, total combustion. Because the room was sealed up like a vault to keep the sound in, the heat from that initial stage fire just could not escape.
So it just builds up in the room.
Exactly. The gases in the room superheated. And once the temperature hit a critical threshold, every single piece of that petroleum foam simultaneously auto-ignited.
Oh my gosh. So that is a flashover.
Right. The foam did not just burn, it actually melted into dripping liquid fire that rained down on the crowd.
That is horrific.
And it generated massive plumes of toxic black smoke. And as this happened, the power cut out, leaving the room completely pitch black.
So the room goes completely dark, it is raining fire and filling with poisonous gas. Instinct tells you to run to the nearest exit. Here's where it gets really interesting, though, because I am looking at the notes here, and the blueprints clearly show 4 separate exits.
Yeah, 4 designated emergency exits.
I do not understand. If you have 4 designated exits for a venue this size, how does a crowd get trapped and die in the bathrooms? Were the exits blocked by the fire itself?
Well, the reality of those exits was much more horrifying than the blueprints. When panic set in, those designated emergency routes were utterly useless.
Why? What happened to them?
One of the emergency doors was physically blocked by a heavy, overturned stall selling candy.
You are kidding. A candy stall.
Yeah, people were just tripping over it in the dark. And worse, a back exit was completely bolted shut from the outside with a staff-only sign on it.
Bolted shut from the outside.
Yeah, according to the reporting, management allegedly kept it locked to prevent patrons from fleeing out the back without paying their bills.
Wow. So the fire spread in minutes, and the people desperately searching for a way out found themselves cornered in the bathrooms because the actual escape routes were literally fortified against them.
Exactly. And, you know, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the most tragic part is that this is not an isolated incident.
Right, it has happened before.
Sadly, yes. It eerily mirrors previous Thai nightclub fires. There was the Santika Club fire in 2009 that killed over 60 people, and the Mountain Bee fire in 2022 that killed 25.
So it is a clear pattern.
A deadly pattern. It exposes a normalized culture where safety rules are treated as mere suggestions, zoning loopholes are exploited, and regulatory enforcement is dangerously hollow.
So what does this all mean? It means a piece of paper claiming a building is safe is only as strong as the system enforcing it. And it leaves you with a chilling thought to mull over. The next time you walk into a crowded enclosed venue and spot a glowing green emergency exit sign, how confident are you that the door behind it is actually unlocked?